Dear students, in earlier videos of Unit 2, we have covered the portion or syllabus of requirement collection, requirement gathering and requirement analysis. So these all three terms related to requirements, collection, gathering and analysis regarding any particular project comes under requirements engineering. So that is the main funda behind Unit 2. So all these terms or all these concepts of requirements collection and analysis we have covered under engineering, and then to support these requirements collected and detailed analysis done, we have transformed these requirements into some design format, and for that design we have used the well known and preferred UML diagrams, that is Unified Modeling Language. Now the diagrams or the UML different kinds of static and dynamic designs which we have covered in our earlier videos all are coming under version of 2.0. So the currently many softwares which we are using for drawing, or many tools which we are using for drawing UML diagrams basically supports all the notations and symbols of UML 2.0. Now to just list few of the we can say tools or softwares which are used for drawing UML. So few tools you all have used in your mini project presentation review 1 also. So starting with rational rows, but rational rows is used basically for UML 1.0 version. That's why in rational rows you will not get most of the recent notations and symbols which I have covered in my earlier videos for advanced UML diagrams. So rational rows basically supports UML 1.0, so you don't have to use rational rows at third year. The next is star UML or pace star, that is PACESTAR, pace star, and that is the most used and preferred one because you will get it, it's very user friendly and you will get all the notations and symbols very easily on the left side panel. So star UML, then pace star, then draw.io, then lucid, that is LUCID. So these are the well known and preferred tools or softwares where you can draw all the major UML diagrams. So there are actually total 13 major UML diagrams, as I have mentioned in my earlier videos also. So majorly 13 UML diagrams are drawn for complex projects at corporate sector, but for third year mini projects you have to only deal with 5 to 6 UML diagrams. So as you have seen for your mini project review 1, you have shown me use case diagrams where changes and modifications were suggested. Those changes and modifications you will be representing again in your second review. But in second review, along with use case diagram, you will have to draw the further diagrams like class diagrams, then activity diagrams. In activity diagrams, the more advanced and better version will be swim lanes, adding swim lanes in activity diagram. That is an advanced activity diagram. After that, you can draw state chart or state machine diagrams, okay, and then sequence diagrams. So these are the diagrams expected. Along with sequence diagram, one more diagram which I would like to add for TEC students, that will be communication diagram. So communication diagram and all other diagrams, a quick revision I'll cover when I'm going to take upgrade sessions in next week. So in that particular session I'll be showing you how to draw it properly in a tool. Okay, so I'll be using PaceStar or draw.io, whatever tool is applicable, and PaceStar I have used many times. So both of these tools are flexible and very easy to use. Any one of the tool I'll be using, and I'll be drawing each and every diagram right from use case till you're the final advanced UML diagram in that tool, so that you are going to include all these further advanced UML diagrams in your next presentation for SCPM mini project, that is review 2. So remember, all these things we have to cover. Now along with these diagrams, the next part will be SRS. So that is the last topic concept from unit 2 which we are going to cover today, and today with this topic your unit 2 will be finished. So all the videos which I have uploaded on Bodhi for unit 2, that are covering in fact syllabus from unit 2, apart from syllabus, beyond syllabus many things are covered in these videos. So go through the videos, solve the quiz and study the unit 2 contents concepts properly. So now the SRS as the main crux, or you can say the summary part of this unit 2 is software requirement specification, that is SRS. I repeat, software requirement specification. Okay, so now this SRS consists of the summarization of whatever contents or topics which you have studied in unit 2 will be covered here. So it's a summarized format or summarized report or summarized draft of the contents studied in Unit 2. So that's why we have covered all other points in the earlier videos, right? We have started from different aspects or approaches or elements of requirement engineering. If you remember, it was first step was inception, and from inception the last step was requirement management. And I have told you there was one trick to remember all these points. So you have to recall that trick that goes with IE square NCVR. Okay, IE square NCVR. So these are the terms. Now you have to elaborate these letters, that what these letters and terms and phases are called as in requirement engineering and analysis, right? So these each and every step and phase we have studied in detail, and after that we have jumped to design part, that is UML diagrams. So all the notations and symbols we have seen in a quick introduction way, right from use case diagram till your sequence diagram. So all these diagrams, but their detailed part, their advanced part will be told to you or taught to you in my upgrade sessions, where I'll be actually drawing the diagrams, because all the explanation in the format of video is difficult to explain. So better live sessions we will take. So now all these explanation of requirement analysis, requirement gathering, and then converting those requirements into the design part, that is using the UML diagrams, entirely these concepts are drafted here as a summarized version in SRS. That's why it is software requirement specification. So template we are going to see that how to write an SRS which will look like a report format only. Now in this SRS you are going to also include your functional requirements and non-functional requirements. So if you remember, when we are talking about functional requirements, these are the functions or the services or the features offered by the system. So whichever project you people are doing as mini project, what are the services or functions offered by that particular mini project, those will be listed under functional requirements. Non-functional requirements will be quality attributes. Now many times I have given you the examples and difference between quality and quality attributes, that you have to explain here. So quality attributes, when I am saying it is, there are actually three types: system quality attributes, architecture quality attributes, and business quality attributes. But in system quality attributes there are major 6 quality attributes. Okay, so these quality attributes we are going to cover, and whichever are applicable for your project, that only you are going to include in the SRS draft. Now this is the template, that is hospital management system. Now it's a front page. Now it totally depends on you what you want to add to your front page. People will add, if it is a project done for any department or institute, then logo of that institute, then institute name, then your academic year, semester, subject name, then your mini project title, then all your project members, entire group title or group ID, and your group member names, and then your guide names and whatever. So this will be the front page, which will look like a certificate where some final signature will be given. And one second. Yeah. After that, it is the project report. Now this is one project report which I have downloaded. So don't go on this particular content, but in that way you have to perform, or you have to create your certificate with all logo and all, where head signatures will be given, acknowledgement to whom you want to thank, and also this will be done when you are going to submit the mini project report for your mini project, SCPM mini project. Whenever you are going to submit the report, you have to apply, or you have to refer this particular template. Going to the abstract. Now these people have just given a small 1 paragraph abstract. For abstract you can use either one full page, or you can use 2 big paragraphs, or 1 paragraph. So it totally depends on you, that in abstract how you are going to explain the overview of your mini project. So abstract, overview, that is overall idea or aspect of your project, will be covered in this 1 or 2 paragraphs or 1 page explanation. So obviously you don't have to go into the technical things. You will just explain how your system works and what are the important things in your systems, or what is the societal use or application of your mini project. So real life application. So with that point of view, you have to give the overall idea or overall approach or usability or application of your mini project in abstract. After that, you can see the index. It is a very detailed index. So you can see chapters and their sub points are written here. So I'll go by chapters. You can see introduction one as chapter 1, then general description. So in introduction you will see purpose, scope, overview. Okay, people also add objectives. So writing objectives is very disciplined approach of your project initiation, because you know what are the steps you are going to perform for your project implementation or execution. So each and every objective starts with word to, TO. So always you have to start your sentence with TO when you are writing objectives. because these objectives are various statements or steps or phases or stages which will show that how you are going to proceed with your project implementation once your aim, okay, or project title is finalized. So in introduction, you can go with purpose, scope, objectives, overview. General description is product perspective. What is your product which you are going to deliver and what are the product features. Then talking about design and implementation constraints. So if suppose some constraints are there like some network or bandwidth issue, or there is some specific range or network bandwidth required for your project, then all those constraints you will mention here. Assumptions and dependencies. If your project is dependent on some other external factor or some assumption you have made while implementing or executing your project, all those things you have to mention here. After that, functional requirements and non-functional, which I was explaining you. Functional requirements, description, technical issues. Interface requirements, user interface, hardware interface, software interface. So all the hardware software analysis and requirements or framework will be explained here. After that, you can see software requirement analysis, that is define the problem and define module and functionality. That means complete project will be divided into number of modules. Say you will have 3 modules or 4 modules as you do in your V project. So same way for your mini project also, maybe you will have 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 modules. Each and every module will be explained in detail with the functionality. Then comes your design part. So you can see all UML diagrams are drawn here starting from state chart, but obviously first should be use case diagram. So their ordering is little bit wrong. First you have to start with use case, then class, okay, then you will go with state chart diagram, then activity diagram, then sequence diagram, and then database diagram. If you can see, it is ER diagram drawn. So as you are studying ER diagram in your DBMS mini projects, you can also add ER diagrams for the SRS, right, for your SCPM mini projects. Then coming to non-functional requirements, you can see there are many quality attributes used here. Now as per this project is concerned, the person who has implemented this project thinks that performance, security, reliability and availability, safety, software quality, reusability and maintainability are the important quality attributes, okay, which is attached or associated or related to this project. So accordingly you have to think which quality attributes are applicable. So functional, non-functional requirements you have already listed in your mini project presentations, first presentation. So same thing you have to explain here line by line in your SRS. Then comes timeline chart, which we are going to study in 4th, 5th units. So timeline chart will be where you are going to represent the complete scheduling or timetable for your project execution. So suppose if you are doing your mini project for this 3 to 4 months ka span, then you have to explain how you are going to proceed with your complete SCPM mini project in this 4 months plan. So that timeline chart, many charts are available. It again depends on you people, which will be more flexible and easy to understand. For example, we have CPM, critical path method, or that analysis. Then we have PERT chart, PERT. Then we have GERT chart, GERT. Then we have Gantt, that is GANTT, Gantt chart. Then we have workflow analysis, okay, which is also called as workflow model, WFM. Then we also have you can say your timeline chart, which they have shown in index here. So timeline chart is a project scheduling method used here in this project. And conclusion, references, if you want to give suppose glossary kind of thing where you are showing important meanings of important terms, then full forms, abbreviations, all these things are additional things, fine. Now going to the main project, you can see, okay, so this is a complete idea about how they are starting with introduction. So introduction they have written in bullets. Scope, you can see what is the scope, to what extent your project is applicable. Overview, complete idea of the project in short. Then you can see these are the functionalities in short what this hospital management system is going to offer to the user or patients. Like these are the different tests, okay, which are applicable or which are available at this particular hospital management system. Then general description में product perspective, product features. So they are having different features of the project as registration, patient checkout, generation. So these 3 are their important features. Then they have some design and implementation constraints. Similarly, they have assumptions and dependencies. Okay, so you can go through the complete document as functional requirements. So as I've told you, registration is their first function. So in registration, you can see there are 3 sections: add patients, assign ID, delete patient ID, and add to beds available list. If you are going through report generation, that is the next function. Again in report generation, there are 2 subsections: patient information, bed availability. So these two reports will be generated. Third is database related function. So in database, what kind of databases they are going to maintain? One is patient mandatory information, one is update patient information. So these two databases need to be updated as and when some transactions are carried out. Okay, then there are some technical issues. What kind of technical issues? If it is database oriented, operating system, web based, so those are mentioned here, address here. Interface requirements. So for user interface, for hardware, software and communication interface, what they are going to use. So all these are the technical or technology stack point of view. All the details are covered here. So again, it depends on your project, mini project, what all front end, back end you people are using. Now coming to software requirement analysis, you can see what is the problem statement. Once again, they have written here each and every module and its detailed functionality they have listed here. For example, registration is first module, patient checkout is the next module, and there comes your design part. So it starts with shade chart diagram. So this we have already discussed, but still we are going to discuss in detail in upgrade sessions. Then shade chart diagram you will see, because drawing all shade chart diagrams together will be too clumsy and complex. That's why they have divided the shade chart diagram as the first shade chart diagram is shade diagram for doctor object. The next shade diagram is for patient object. The diagram which is given below, you can see here, patient object. Okay. So each and every point of view and perspective they have shown very nicely and detailed. Then third state diagram is for diagnosis object, because doctor is going to diagnose the patient. The next is state diagram for ward object, like this. Okay, so these are the different approaches for state diagram. Then coming to class diagram, you can see here. Okay, so multiplicity, generalization, aggregation is used. If you can see here where my cursor is going, this diamond is aggregation. If you are going to shade this diagram, this diamond, this becomes composition. So shading of this diamond is a symbol or notation for composition. But what is the difference between aggregation and composition? Aggregation will give you this empty diamond is aggregation, which will explain or which will give you the meaning of is a relationship, is a part of relationship, okay, or has a relationship. Fine. That means hospital has many departments, okay, or departments will have many staff. Fine. Then you can see staff, there are of different types: operational staff, administrative staff and technical staff. Okay, so these triangle connected to the single line, that is generalization, whereas this empty diamond is aggregation, which explains is a part of or has a relationship. And when I am going to shade or make this diamond black, it becomes composition. So composition meaning is the compulsory part. When you want to show some class as a compulsory part of another class, that time you are going to connect this composition. That is the shaded or dark or black diamond. Okay, so this is class diagram. Then you can see use case diagram. Actors, use cases, include, extend, generalization among actors. You can see primary actors also generalization they have shown. Like these are the doctors. Doctors are of two types: in-house doctors and consultants. If you will see here in secondary actors also generalization is shown. This is finance management system, and types are income and expenditure. So like that you have to make the advanced features in your use case diagram and other UML diagrams in your second review. Then comes the sequence diagram. In detail those people have drawn. So very nicely all the messages, all the signals are covered here. And then comes ER diagram, which you can use any tool for drawing ER diagrams. Non-functional requirements, explanation of all quality attributes one by one. Performance, security, reliability, availability, safety, software quality, reusability, maintainability, all the quality attributes required for the project they have explained. So not the general definition, required for their project they have explained. Then comes timeline chart. So it is their understanding and representation. You can use different charts also. Then comes conclusion. Again, conclusion can be one paragraph, but if it is one paragraph, you have to divide or represent your conclusion in the form of bullets. Okay, so it should be conclusion of your mini project, not the general one. And then comes references. Okay, references mean this is the wrong pattern of writing google.com. Never write google.com, Wikipedia in your references. Whenever you are referring something from net, you have to write down the actual URL. Okay, and not only necessary that you have to refer some content from the net, you can also go for some papers, you can also go for some thesis reports, okay, some presentations, some tutorials, some PDFs, and then obviously some other content is available on net. So all these stuff can be your references or bibliography part. So this is the one you can say SRS template. Another one is your mental healthcare patient management system, and this is also one of the case study given in unit 1 and unit 2. So obviously when we were studying unit 1, all the process models and life cycle, SDLC, everything need to be done as a case study for mental health care patient management system. And same way the you can see the second SRS topic can be explained with the help of again mental health care patient management system, that is a case study. So same topic but different unit wise you have to explain the working. So you can see for mental health care patient management system, little bit the template of SRS is different. Okay, it is background first given. Here they have not started with index page, or you can say the front certificate page, but that is a good practice of starting. You all can do it. Then you can see concerns, viewpoints. So the viewpoints will be different people who are involved in this system. So like patient, staff. Okay. Concern decomposition. Then these are the different headings which they have used for their SRS template. So actually there are many templates, but usually you have to use your template or format in the form of a report. So you can see usability, safety, privacy, operational cost, all these are their different functions and non-functional attributes. How they have divided the safety quality attribute. Then dependability requirements. Your system is dependent on which other factors. You can see this. They have done the detailed explanation. Then viewpoint requirements. First requirement, first viewpoint is clinical staff viewpoint. So you can see these are the different users of the system, because viewpoint comes with use case diagram. Second was receptionist viewpoint. Third is medical records staff viewpoint. Then fourth is health service management viewpoint. Okay. Then these are the different viewpoints which are covered here. Then requirement conflicts is the sixth point. So they have different headings and titles for their SRS template. So basically go with the first SRS template because their all detailing is done, and it is a good template to refer when you are going to prepare your own SRS for your mini project like that. So mental health care patient management system, this is one of the case study for your SCPM subject. So you can refer the contents for this particular template, contents from this MHPC system or patient management system, and you can go with the application of this particular SRS template for your mini project. So that's all for the points and concepts covered in unit 2. So here your unit 2 completely ends with all the concepts covered. Now UML diagrams, detail drawing and how to use different tools and notations in a software we are going to see in next week through upgrade sessions. So my next video will be for unit 3 of SCPM. So study well and go through all the videos carefully, those who have not yet seen it, and then solve the you can in video or out video, whatever is possible, all the quiz questions, so that good practice and learning and study will be done. So that's all from my side. Thank you.